Juggler.
Yeah,
Bum.
juggler. Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about Ultraman Orb Episode 4. This one is a very heated episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I expect that from me. Not you.
Yeah, I'd expect that from Josh.
Yeah.
You're
So, this episode is about a fire monster. Before we get too far into this episode will air way way after the fact, but we made a bunch of MAGA jokes. We didn't necessarily want the president of the United States to be shot, and a lot of those
It's not.
episodes are
Are
going to
you
go up
kidding
after
me?
that.
Why are you calling this out? This is terrible.
We made a lot of jokes at the expense of a man that got shot, and all those episodes end up airing after he got shot. So a few
Okay,
weeks
but
later,
as of
yeah.
now, he's fine, and I'm gonna go back to making fun of
that's fine. Yeah,
him.
he only has a chunk of his ear missing.
Hey, I thought for sure he was gonna show up at the RNC with like a post in his ear and like make it a thing and just totally rock it. He still might. He's gonna get gauges.
Hmm
It's gonna be great. He's
Dude,
gonna
you know
get
how
hip with
cool
the
that's gonna
kids.
be?
I would fucking love to. I would legitimately love to see that. That would be amazing.
I mean, way to like lean into the skid and own it. I'm into it. Go for it.
But yeah, so our episode begins on a heat wave. Uh,
Yeah, but like
Nothing apropos
a
there at all.
British heat wave, the worst heat waves.
yeah,
75 degrees.
yep, yep.
I just want to point out, before we get into the meat of the episode, that for some god awful reason, my Tubi was on mute and the mute button no go. So I literally had I had to like clear my cache. I had to watch it on a different browser in order to have audio. I was just infuriated for a good like 10-15 minutes, just like I cannot believe this. It literally every time I would open up the browser, my Tubi player would not unmute. It was insane. So
That's weird. I just been watching it on YouTube.
is Orb on YouTube as well?
Ah,
Yep.
Oh,
did they
okay.
do that?
Maybe I'll switch over there.
That's cool. Is it on like the Tokusatsu one?
Uh the first episode is.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Don't have to go too far there into that.
Okay, so it may or may not be there later.
But yeah, so our episode opens on a heat wave. Jeddah and Shin are hanging out at the cafe that Naomi works at, sitting at an outside table because they can't get an inside table. Here's the question: do you guys think that they pay their bills when they go to this cafe, or do you think they just take advantage of the fact that she works there?
Oh, 100% they just take advantage.
Oh, she's paying the bills.
Hmm I mean, she's the only one with a fucking job, despite the fact that, as we've talked about, Shin could be selling his inventions and make a lot of money.
I just
Yeah,
don't
well,
understand.
he's an entrepreneur.
Well, and he'll make a few science
Oh,
quips here later where it's like, yeah, that's totally impossible. That's not how physics work. And I'm just like, you had a sticky ray gun last episode.
it we've determined it was called a goo gun.
I'm sorry, I was attempting a rebrand.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
well, that's your mistake.
he's got to market this. I'm not sure Goo Gun is gonna work.
Goo gun would work fucking phenomenal. You know how many perverts are out there?
Yep. That would
Okay,
absolutely
we market
polish.
one for the perverts, one for industrial.
Yep.
It's just the
Super
same
goo.
thing in different cases.
Big goo gun.
So
Ooh, Chante.
I want to bring up the fact that within minutes of this episode, Jeddah has figured out that Guy is Orb, and Shin talks him out of it.
Yes.
Like
I
within
know.
minutes. Within minutes, he's like, Guy's always around when Orb shows up, and he disappears when Orb shows up. Maybe he's Orb, and Shin's like, nah, but like the laws of physics dictate that like conservation of mass, he can't just become a giant.
Yeah, that one.
Like I love how almost
Like,
like
what?
by this.
What are the rules of this universe? Can someone tell me?
Yep.
Exactly what Shin said.
Yes, it's just he operates on a different spectrum.
Then how does he have a Ghostbusters gun?
Because Shin is his own reality.
Yep, Shin bends reality to serve his purposes. But I genuinely love that, like, we have. Let's be real, Jed is probably the stupidest one of them, and he like immediately figures this out by the start of this episode. He's like, "Huh, this keeps happening. I'm pretty sure he's Orb. No, he can't be Orb.
Nah.
No, that's crazy,
Anybody
man.
else notice this but me? Okay, I guess I'm the stupid one.
Yep, that doesn't make any sense. He can't be Orb. They don't look alike."
Like, shit, you're right.
I love how they have branded surfaces. They have Microsoft surfaces at this table. This is
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep. Product placement, dude. Gotta get that
Yeah, it must
money.
have been that era
No, for real. Like, 2016. Yeah, that would have been around then, I think.
when they replaced all the NFL sideline tablets with surfaces.
Yep.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
I
They
mean,
fucking didn't.
hey, maybe it'll go better for these guys with their
They
crazy
kept calling
sci-fi.
them iPads, though.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're naming your kids after, a gas station and
Yeah,
trying to get Tex-Mexium.
yeah.
Hey, Valero is a nice person, okay?
All right, here, listen here, Brooklyn.
Yep.
Baseball.
Hell yeah. Gotta love baseball. I
I dated a girl named Shell once. Like, what the hell?
So anyway,
If anybody's
uh,
wondering, Gunhead.
yep, Gunhead was an amazing experience that we've
Yeah,
gotten so
Brooklyn,
much
exactly.
mileage out of.
Ugh.
Like, side note, the amount of mileage we've gotten out of Gunhead has retroactively made it worth watching.
No, absolutely not. I just categorically disagree.
I
We've
can't wait
been
for
watching
next
Ugh.
year.
for well over a month.
Next year,
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
we
we're
watch
watching
don't
it every year.
we don't do this. We're
Yeah.
not doing the holiday special. We're not doing Gunhead. No.
We're doing it, but not sober.
Yeah, this time
I
we're all gonna be like real messed up, and we're gonna see
took
if it makes more
notes the
sense.
first time, you bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see if it makes more sense if we're not okay. Maybe
I'm
it
gonna need
will.
I'm gonna need something strong and maybe several flavors.
Yep, yep. So
I
yeah.
got cookie dough flavored.
Ooh, that
No,
actually sounds well. It depends on what you got, but no. So hard cut. We're with Guy now.
clean cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hard cut. We're with Guy now. Guy is trying to decide.
We did not point out that the restaurant that she's working at is a luau, a Hawaiian restaurant, which is
See,
fantastic.
I think the theme changes because originally it was a maid cafe one. I think like it does like a theme change every now and then.
Oh, great. I didn't. Okay, I was like, I thought she got a new job.
No, I
Yeah,
think
I
she
just
works
has
at the
been
same
assuming.
place. I think she works at the same cafe, and they just change the theme periodically.
I think it would be funnier if she's always getting a different job each week and it's a different theme and she
It
has to
could
get
be.
another ridiculous outfit.
It could be, honestly. It's been a hot minute since I've watched this show
because
too.
because she when things go down, she's like, "Hey, I'm leaving. Bye." Like
Yep.
she's probably not working very long at a lot of these jobs.
I mean, if only because like, again, anytime she like, not only that, but like, based on the fact that she's just giving her friends free shit, like,
At least this time it was just water.
yeah, yeah. No,
The
so
leaving work is fine.
so we cut to Guy. Guy's trying to decide if he wants to get ramune or ice cream with this guy, like at this like cart, and he's going back
Yeah.
and forth, keeps waffling, and eventually he decides he's going to get the ice cream. He's about to take a bite, and we get this huge blast of heat. And not only does it doesn't melt, it straight up vaporizes. Like it just goes from like a solid to just a stick in front of him.
He would be dead.
He would be
Everyone's dead.
so
Yep.
dead.
Yep. Everyone in Japan is dead now, and that's how this show goes forward.
You wondered how they were gonna raise the stakes.
Yep. Uh,
Oh man, they literally had a rising sun in this.
yep. Quite literally, we do have a giant ball of fire that goes into
I love
space.
how Yeah, I love how they do like draw attention to the fact that later in the episode he's like, "Do you know why this is happening? Use the thing that you always use.
Yep.
You know, the old book thing."
Yep. No, Uncle is arguably he's top 3 characters in this show for sure. There's a good argument that he's the best character in this show that
Oh,
exists.
he's
So far, my favorite.
100% the
Absolutely.
best.
He's a high tier character.
He's always in the right place at the right time. Like if this were a show that were like a lot less silly, and I mean a lot less silly,
Mhm.
there's a good argument for like a mystery involving Uncle and him always appearing.
I will say we do get some Uncle side story later on in this show.
Nice.
And
Nice.
that's where
It's
it's gonna prove my point right that he's a fucking clone because he dies so much.
I don't think he died in this episode.
They all died.
I mean, they did die in the heat wave. Again, that would have melted people.
I mean, he didn't even take any like skin damage or like any of his hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guy
Yeah, well, that's
is,
like his stomach blood on the ground over there.
that's like a stomach plug on the ground.
So,
That's not supposed to happen.
so we got this big ball of fire, and we kind of see like the monster inside of it at first.
Holy
We
crap,
get like,
man!
but we get like the actual monster, like get to see it later. I love this thing's design because of how truly awful it is. Like it is
I
so
thought I
Terrible.
shot.
thought it was fucking Pigmon again
No,
I
at
was
first.
I was pretty happy with it when I couldn't see it, and then when the first shot of it that we actually get later in the episode, I was like, okay, cool, and then it landed. I'm like, no.
yeah.
It took me 0.0 seconds, just like, nah.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I love so much about it is you buy it for a second and then you're like, wait, but no.
I wanted to buy it. I did though.
Yep. So yeah, I also there's this little gag. It's just tiny little sight gag that I really love, where Guy's getting ready to transform. He holds out
Oh
the
yeah,
ring. Instead of pulling out a card, he has the stick still.
Yeah.
The stick from his ice cream. You're like, oh crap.
and he chucks it and makes it into a garbage bin. I'm like,
Yep.
way to
Proper.
go, way to
Yeah.
go.
No, it's great. So then we get Guy
Ultraman couldn't litter.
transforms. Guy transforms into Spacium Zephyrian, and starts trying to attack the ball of fire as the SSP move out.
Yeah, but the way he attacks it is
Uh,
straight up from Scary Movie 3 and he just finger pisses on it.
yep, yep. Where we learned that he can just make water. That's just one of his abilities.
He could have been helping Japan this entire fucking time.
Yep. Well, he could have literally
there
helped with last episode.
there is a shot
That
that
is also true.
before this where the Something Somewhere podcast is
People?
looking at their surface and the ball of fire, and the two dudes are like, they literally have a garden hose hooked up as a prop behind their head and just like streams of water coming down, and she's fine, just fine the whole bit. Like, oh, it was so fun. Like the amount of sweat was something straight up out of like a Key and Peele's skit.
Well, you got to make the female lead still look pretty, but the guys can look like fucking messes if you want to.
They were in the same shot, and two of them are pouring sweat, and she looks fine, better than fine. She looks great.
Yeah, it's because she has to look great.
She's got to.
Japanese standards. All right,
It's not too far from American standards.
True.
yeah. So some like little key parts of this fight. Obviously the water. We also have a giant slasher which does nothing. He does
Mm.
a super speed shadow clone technique thing.
I
Where
fucking love this.
Yep. Where
Yeah,
he,
that was neat as hell.
oh yeah, and he uses all the beams from like every side of it to attack. Fucking loved that. Doesn't do jack shit, but like it's really cool
But
the
it
way
was
he should do it.
cool.
He could have done that so many times before.
I think he's got to be flying, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I
So
just
then,
like the fact that he drops down to the ground just to immediately fly back up
yep.
for no
It's
fucking
kind
reason.
of like I was just in, like it kind of felt to me like he just wanted that extra boost. Like imagine being in a pool and like just launching off the edge as opposed to using your own force.
No, because I would drown.
Yeah. So
You
then,
make it. Sometimes you gotta have fun, Josh.
yep. So then
And
he
look at the state I'm in.
You didn't do this having fun.
so
I will say that I guess I'm paying more attention to the something search people than
the umbrella.
the yeah, that bit. I think my favorite bit of the whole episode was they go, we gotta go and help. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's very much like Kafka. Like
Mhm.
I have to go and save it. And just like yeah, what are you gonna do? They go, they get blasted back by the heat wave. Retreat, retreat. She grabs an umbrella. Oh, now I'm gonna win, and just charges back in
Yep.
full like Lord of the Rings, George Washington of the Revolutionary Army style. Like, yeah!
Yep.
Just the enthusiasm here is on point. Love it every second of it.
Well, you got to remember this is going to be a like a super something search people heavy episode with what happens at the end of this initial fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then a guy makes a barrier, tries to push the monster up into space.
which kind of works.
Yeah, it kind of works. It's not the worst idea he's ever had.
For like a minute.
I mean, considering the amount of other high-powered attacks that he used on the fireball, like kind of a good tactic at this point.
Yeah. Like you can justify it by saying like, well, he's trying to push it into space because then the fire will go out. Doesn't work, but whatever. He tried.
No, as we all know, there is fire in space. Watch Star Wars. We know this.
Yes, this is known. But yeah. Bye, Alex.
I hate everything.
Yep.
Did you quit yet?
I quit the podcast.
Yep. Yep.
God, it only took so long.
Yep.
Jesus, it's not even about our content. All right, moving on.
So, guy falls back to Earth after his color timer fully goes dark.
Yeah, I
and
feel like they made up
transforms.
for the last episode's lack of color timer right
Yep.
here.
I really love like this next like interaction between Guy and Juggler too.
Oh,
Where
he's
like,
like, you're just so much better than this.
oh yeah, no, like he's because the way I'm reading this is like Juggler is genuinely pissed off that Guy didn't win this fight immediately. He's like, come on, you are genuinely supposed to be better than this. Like, you are my rival. If you can't beat this thing, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of I don't know, like he wants the final battle to be better, so he's almost training
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like,
Orb.
yeah, I get the feeling like he was watching his best friend just fucking get his shit wrecked, and he's like, yeah, no.
Yep.
Now I have to wreck your shit.
Yep. Now I'm gonna break your fucking wrist.
I gotta say, I would love to go to like an Ultraman con and like one day cosplay as Guy, cosplay as Juggler. Like they dress, I don't know. It's just it's so close to being anime get up. It's
Yep.
so close, but it still kind of blends in with the universe. I'm like
Yep. No, like both of
Nothing's
them
cooler
peak
than a
fashion
trench coat.
icons.
nothing's cooler than a duster.
Yep. Yeah. Stomps on his wrist, pulls him up close. This
Got some
line.
sweet crocodile skin boots.
Yep.
Fucking yeets his ass.
I
Before
didn't
that,
realize that they had so much power in human form.
well, Juggler absolutely does.
I
You'll learn
didn't
more about
realize it.
You'll learn more about Juggler as time goes on.
Because
Juggler's like,
we got that fisticuffs in like what episode 2
Mhm.
between the two of them, and it felt
No.
like a a human to human fight.
Yeah, while
Uh,
Juggler was holding back.
do you want to? So
Okay,
I'm just.
Spider-Man.
I'll spoil this a tiny bit for you. It's not a huge spoiler. Neither one of them are human.
I didn't figure they're probably
Yeah.
timeless beings or something. Like that's
They're
kind
both.
of where I was thinking.
Yeah, they're both.
I'm glad he
Indian
wasn't paying
warriors.
attention last week
Yeah.
when I literally brought
I
that
was
up.
Yep.
I was trying not to spoil it for myself last week,
Yeah, I mean,
since you apparently went back and watched the backstories.
Not on purpose.
uh, he watched like arguably the best part of the backstory. The
Yeah.
origin saga is weak. It has like some very important things that happen in it, but like a 15-minute YouTube video could have given you the same information. But yeah, so smashes him into the wall. A line during this fight though that I really like, because again it leans into the juggler's like creepy, is where he pulls him close. He's like, try to make this enjoyable for me.
Yeah, it's not much of a fight. It's just haunting, and
Yep.
then the yeet.
Yep. So then the SSP show up. They find Guy passed out, and Uncle shows up, and they take him to his to their base. Like again, if Shin hadn't talked Jeddah out of like thinking that Guy was Orb, they would have just like it. This would have gone a completely different direction. I feel like because this is like clearly just adding to it, but they all like Jeddah just trusts that Shin knows what he's talking about because he's the smart one. It's like the hey, you
It's
wear
like, well,
glasses, you
Shin
must be
doesn't buy
smart.
it, so I guess so.
Yep, you wear glasses, so you must be smart. So
I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm the smart. And I'm like, oh yeah, all three of us.
yep. So then
Nice try.
I
they
tried.
they take him back to their base, and we learn first of all that Guy doesn't carry any form of ID at all, like no ID, which I mean, shocker. And they have this like cold
Right.
like washcloth on his head, and when Naomi picks it up, it's scalding hot.
Which makes me think, like, how the hell did they bring him up here if he's that hot?
Don't think about
Basically.
it. Yeah.
If you're this fucked up, go to the hospital.
Hmm. And then we get a little bit of a flashback back to that stuff we saw in episode 1, where Guy's with that woman, and he's playing the song that he always plays while she's humming along with it.
Yeah,
The
the song
theme
of
song.
time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Zilla's lullaby.
Yep. I mean, uh, so we get that, and we get Naomi tries to change his cloth again, and Guy grabs her hand, which I love that the boys immediately start to make it weird. They're like,
Oh yeah. They took
They're in
no
love.
seconds.
yep. No, they're just
Ooh, hold my hand.
yep, just totally like super inappropriately for the time, but I love it. Like again, like solid camaraderie here, where they're like, "Oh, look at that! Our leader's holding a boy's hand.
Ooh.
How scandalous!"
Yeah, they're basically middle schoolers.
Yep. And we learn that Guy is still super hot, and
At least
he
you said
wants.
it.
Yep, yep.
Giggity.
And Guy wants to leave, and Naomi can't. And then we find out that Shin has been making observations about this fireball in the sky.
Fireball
Oh,
in the
Shin.
sky.
And while he's doing that, Jeddah does the thing that every person ever has done with a
I
fan,
loved it.
where he's talking into the
I
fan.
love this.
Wait, what?
Shin is Jeddah's talking into the fan, like he's got the fan in front of him and he's
Oh
talking
yeah,
into it.
classic.
Yep.
Like he's fucking Tommy Boy.
Yep.
It's like a rite of passage. Like I hope there won't. I hope there will always be fans like this for kids to experience for the first time. Because if we enter a world with only like fucking Dysons and shit, like there's another era gone. No one's gonna see grass. No one's gonna know what a fan is, and
It's like the
oscillating.
spring. It's like the spring door stops.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, how can you live without experiencing a spring doorstop? And then giving it a good flick.
And then your grandmother coming in and yelling at you to quit fucking around.
I think that literally has happened to everybody. That is probably verbatim what happened to me as a child.
But yes, let's see. Where
And
are
then
we?
from here we get the space battle.
The
Yep.
Boeing like airships.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Like freaking puddle jumpers.
It's so good.
No,
We
our
find.
freeze missiles aren't working on it.
Yep. Freeze.
The fuck
What-
you mean you have freeze missiles?
Yep. No,
What
freeze
I
missiles.
said this before, guys. What are the rules?
The rules
Someone
are.
tell me the goddamn rules.
The rules are made up and they do not matter.
Yep.
I thought the points didn't matter.
Nope,
Uh,
not this time.
So yeah, Ankh talks about the missiles. He demands that they find out about like what this kaiju is from the old records that they have access to for some reason.
And no one else does.
Yep.
And no one else is seeing this pattern.
Yep. Jed is like, it's probably not in it, and Shin's like, no, this is definitely in it. Here it is. And we find out that it is Maga Pandong. And yeah, they try to launch surface-to-air missiles at it next. Doesn't fucking do anything.
Which are called in by this random dude
So
who's just hanging out with his niece. Like,
so I've been
oh
making,
yeah,
telling you.
fire the missiles.
I've
I'm
been
telling
making
ya.
jokes that he's a cop. He's not a cop. He's technically a member of the Defense Force. We just don't focus on that ever.
There's no way someone who's not in the Situation Room is gonna go like, oh yeah, now that I have this information, fire the missiles.
No, this is how you find out that like he is a super important person, and it's
He's-
just never brought up again.
He's so high ranking if he can just say this.
Yeah, dude, he's actually like a general, and we just never like linger on that.
See,
That's
y'all
why I've
are,
been
y'all
saying
are,
he's a fucking clone too.
y'all are prescribing a high level of importance to this man. I'm thinking that he's been given a radio like that doesn't work, has no batteries in it from his superiors, and just sit out in the field like just do something somewhere else. Like you're clear, you, your niece saw
Are you-
a huge what? No. Here's a walkie-talkie. No, call us if you need us. Get out of here.
Are you
Scare
trying
me.
to say that Uncle is literally just like the little sibling in like the unplugged Player 2 controller?
Yep.
Yes, we've all done it. This one's wireless. Here.
No, I was that.
Yeah, that's why you resonate with him.
I do.
Only people our age will understand the wireless bit of that joke.
Yeah, Monster comes down, starts shooting out little fireballs all around the city, and then we get.
That's when Uncle died.
Yeah, he just got lit on fire, and we don't see it. It happens off screen.
It's off. Yeah, it's an off-screen death.
It's the Terminator 2 scene.
Yeah. So, and then we get Shin's latest invention because Shin has made anti-heat armor basically, and
We're
It's
not
just
selling any of this.
Yep.
It's just aluminum foil.
Yep.
He just put aluminum foil on a suit.
and they're gonna go hang
think
out
he-
in the basement.
I think it's a painting. Like, I mean, if you could turn aluminum into a sprayable shield, like again, why are we not marketing this? Why is she working at a random cafe every week?
No, but now they're gonna go.
No,
Damn
I
it.
lied.
Basement.
Those are hockey pads.
They are.
Those
hockey
are
pads.
hockey pads.
They're literally hockey pads. They are
I'm not
spray
wearing
painted
hockey pads.
But yeah, so they're gonna go hang out in the basement. They've got water and food down there. They're gonna play Nintendo or something. And Guy just kind of pieces out.
Yeah.
Like
And he
Guy
does
does.
his cool ass
Yep.
Power Rangers transformation.
I also no first.
I really
They
wanted
suit
him
up.
to be holding something.
First, they suit up, and I wrote this down, which is super important to me. They look like a Devo cover band.
Oh fuck!
Because they got like
I'm never gonna be able to unsee that.
yep, they got like shitty hats on too. It just like I saw that I was like, they look like a fucking Devo cover band. Like this looks like the band that comes on to play before like the B tier main eventer at a show bar.
Not even the headliner.
No.
It's the glasses that make it like that. I expected like fog and lasers behind them.
Like don't.
I mean, even the car that they drive out, this boxy thing with racing stripes on one side, like it's a thing.
Yep. Just wait. We're
Hey,
gonna get an episode that's all about them making a band. It'll be the only one that actually makes sense for how they get money.
It'll be the time that I get sold. There
Yep.
you go.
Yep.
I'm 100% in belief that Uncle pays the bills at this point.
A
a
non-zero
member.
chance for sure.
He's a member. Just okay, so like just wait. Uncle has his own family and he just hangs out with them. That's actually like a real thing. He has a family, but he hangs out with these 20-something-year-olds all the time.
This is getting worse and worse.
I'm getting concerned. Is Uncle a Catholic? No, they're too old.
Yep. But no, so
Damn. Okay.
guy transforms into Burnmite with his goofy horns and he
This is the first time I've noticed with Burn My like he
How
doesn't do
dare
the
you?
closed fist.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it. It's open palmed.
They are not goofy just
I
because
mean,
they come out of his mutton chops. Okay.
no, it's the goofiness that makes them work.
Yes. How dare you?
But yeah, uses a
Mm,
fireball that explodes to put out the fire.
he only
And the
likes it
some
because it reminds him of a longhorn.
I fuck that school. Firstly,
I'm
uh,
talking about the actual bull.
I mean,
Not the school, because
they're lovely animals, but beside the point.
they're
Uh,
bullshit.
the se- the uh the the explosion definitely 100% kills the something search people. They're dead.
Okay. Well, no, they're wearing the armor. Remember?
Uh, it's
Hockey
thermal
pads.
armor. It's thermal. That was not a thermal attack that they sustained. That was physical damage.
Airbags.
Yep.
I saw nothing deploy.
It was after they landed.
The the fifth time they rolled, or the third, the ninth, you know.
But yes, so we also have an amazing fight between a monster that can only be described as Big Bird with two faces.
But not two necks.
No, it's just it's two faces on one head.
It's like one really thick neck.
Yep.
It can't look directly at you.
No, it can't. But it doesn't need
That's
to.
why it does this a lot.
Yeah, because each face wants to see you. I love
It's my
that.
turn. My turn.
I love one of the first things Orb does is he just punches both of them in the mouth.
Yeah, like okay, jam my fist into your mouth and jam my fist into your mouth.
Yep. Like
He seems to have a thing about like, oh, you have an open orifice, poke.
so this is gonna
Yeah,
come out.
I'm gonna make a claim against him.
uh, Orb needs to see HR.
So this is gonna come out after both obviously the last like the Snoot Ultraman Orb episode. There's also a Snoot Ultraman Arc episode. This will come out after too.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, the snoot.
Yep.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
We didn't even get into we kind of glossed over the Snoot and Blazar too.
We did.
Well, that was before we had so many Snoots. That was like
Why
the
is
first
there?
Yeah.
You don't know. You know, one snoot is an occurrence. Two snoots is a coincidence. Three is a pattern.
Yep. Yep. We're gonna get so many Snoots. But yeah.
We need a snoot counter now.
So then Guy
We need
transforms into Spacium's Superior. Sparian beam again, destroys it.
Yeah, he just does. Like, nope, now I'm back in this form.
Yep.
And then we get the back shot of his suit being wide open again.
Yep. That'll happen. You just kind of have to accept that suit's not going to stay closed all the time.
I mean, it looks like it's zipped up.
It's zipped up, but like the flaps are a little loose.
Oh yeah.
So fucking loose.
Yep. And then I do want to bring up we get a shot that shows that his color timer is still blue. So he learned how to defeat it efficiently this time. Then Guy gets his new card, the Ultraman Zero card, and Juggler gets his new card. And specifically, he brings this up. Now he's got all 6 of the King Devil Beast cards. He's got the dark one, he's got the light one, he's got all the elemental ones, and all he needs now is the power of the Dark King.
I wonder who we're gonna see next.
No.
Oh,
That's the season finale of like the 3rd miniseries movie.
You're not like 100% wrong, you're just not right. Like, you're not 100% wrong, but you're not right. But yeah, then Guy gets to eat his ice cream.
He eats all the fucking ice cream.
It's not
Eats
his
everything.
either.
Yep, he eats everybody else's ice cream.
Like an asshole.
Yep, and you can just see they are broken people from this experience because they wanted their ice cream after this incredibly hot adventure, and instead
And he
just
definitely
comes
did
in
not
and eats
pay
all of
enough.
Just reminded of a lyric. They were shattered by it.
Yep. All right. So, how did you guys feel about this episode?
I liked it a lot better.
Yeah.
It's finally getting to the point where it's like growing on me.
See, I like it well enough, but I think it's weaker than the last episode, in my opinion.
I will agree with that. I think this one was weaker.
I think
I
part
ju-
of that just comes from like I love the SSP, but like having Guy sidelined as long as we did this episode is like a little bit difficult as early in this show as it is. Like having the main character sidelined for half an episode,
Yeah,
4.
I'll agree with that. And when he was a part of the episode, he was unconscious.
Mhm.
I feel like they missed an obvious choice of making it where if we don't have Guy, we have Uncle.
Mhm.
And there wasn't enough Uncle either.
Yeah.
There's never enough, Uncle.
I mean, again, we get there's like an episode that's a dedicated Uncle episode later, which only paints him in a bad light, which I love.
What?
He's got like 4 kids and like a business that he's not attending to, a wife, and like
Alex, you are dangerously close to something with that statement.
Oh no!
You are like
I don't-
dangerously close to something
know
about that episode.
I know nothing about this episode for anybody
it's-
watching this to posterity.
It's
Oh,
so
way
good.
to ruin it.
It's so good. Like, I'm not saying what you're close to, but like you have hit dangerously close to a big part of an episode.
He's like left a family business to his wife, and it's his family's business. She's taking care of it. He's off gallivanting, and she doesn't believe in his job, but he's also super dedicated to it.
Also,
just-
question why he hangs out with
He's
a
like,
bunch of
shut
kids.
the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck.
No, it's when we get to the episode, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy is making some life decisions. He knows what he's about, and it is not what he's supposed to be about.
Now I'm looking forward to it. I wonder how far away it is.
Yeah,
Gosh,
it's the next
we've got a
episode.
while still until that episode. I think it's in the back
Okay.
half, so. But yeah, no. Yep. So, with that, tune in next time for our episode on Ultraman Orb, episode 5, where we get some other cool shit. But
Other cool shit.
I was about to say what we get, and I'm not going to spoil it.
How dare you? I don't watch after the credits scenes.
Yeah, that's fair. even though you're supposed
Again,
to.
if you
because
don't tell me about them, I will not watch them.
Because I
Again, if you
told
don't tell me
you.
about them, I will not watch them.
First of all, I told you every episode of Orb has one. I told you like episode 2.
I need to be reminded.
No, we reminded you enough.
Yep. So
Then
tune in
put
next
the
time.
credits last. Come on, people.
All right.
No, how else are you gonna watch the credits?
Everybody skips through them anyways. That's
I-
not an effective method. I agree with
I-
I agree with the sentiment, but it's not effective.
I watch the credits.
All right. Tune in next time. Bye bye.